What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Predictions. I'm gonna be doing the full card for Anderson Silva versus Uriah Hall, UFC Vegas 12. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, but it is what it is. We start off the card with Adrian Yanz versus Victor Rodriguez. Adrian comes in 11-3, fights out of Houston, Texas, age 26 and height of 5'7". Victor is 7-2, fights out of Alaska, age 28 and a height of 5'5". Recent wins for Adrian is Brady Hong, and his most recent loss was to Miles John via split decision. And Victor's most recent one was against Jared Muzark, and his most recent loss was to Jeff Bailey. This is a really good fight, man. I kind of felt I found a liking for Adrian on the Contender Series. You know, hearing about his story about his dad, and they were calling like a little Jorge Masvidal. I like the kid a lot. Victor, I couldn't find a lot of tape on him, but it is what it is with that. I'm gonna be going Adrian Yanz via second round KO. I think he gets it done. I think he'll have better boxing. I'll assume he has better boxing. But next fight we got Sean Strickland versus Jack Marshman. Sean comes in 20-3, fights at Riverside, California, at age 29, height 6'1", and reaches 76. Recent wins was against Nourian Talib, and his most recent loss was to Zaleski dos Santos. Jack is 23-9, fights out of Wales, age 30, height 6 foot, and reaches 73. Most recent one was against John Phillips, and his most recent loss was to the great Edmund Shabazian. That's jokes, bro. But this is a really good fight. I like it. I like it a lot. But I think I'm gonna go Sean Strickland just based on the fact that I feel like Sean has fought better competition. Well, I shouldn't say Jake. Jake has fought decent competition, but I feel like Sean has a win over Tom Breeze. He has some good wins on him, and he's been there for in there for a minute. So it's gonna be interesting the way this goes. But I think Sean is decent enough on the feet to be wary of Jack's boxing and stuff like that. And I think Sean can get this to the ground, and I think we get a second round submission. I'm going second round submission. It's a little dicey. I'm a little dicey on that, but I'm going Sean Strickland second round submission. Next fight, Alex Hernandez versus Chris Gutierrez, or Gutierrez March, or whatever. How you say this guy's name? But Alex comes in 11-3, fights at San Antonio, Texas, age 28, height of 5'9", and reaches 72. Chris is 14-3, fights at Coconut Creek, Florida, age 34, height of 5'8", and reaches 68. Alex's most recent one was against Francis Trinaldo, and his most recent loss was to Drew Dober. Chris's most recent one was against Joe Lozon, and Chris's most recent loss was to Davi Ramos. This is make or break for Alex Hernandez, man. This guy, Chris, he's a decent guy. I seen him fight against Joe Lozon. I think it was the first time I seen him. And then I kind of watched some clips from the Ultimate Fighter or whatever with Faber and Connor. So I seen what this kid's about. He's a grinder, man. He grinds on you. He gets in that clinch. He dirty boxes you. He gets, he has a really good Muay Thai clinch. He just beats on you a lot, and he hurts people. And Alex Hernandez, on the other hand, and I don't think he's that good in terms of he has a good record, but in terms of credentials in the lightweight division, I don't think he's done enough. I don't think he's anywhere near a title shot, but he did beat Joe Lozon. I'll give him that. But Alex, on the other hand, he's a kid that was a really hyped up prospect. I remember, was it UFC 222, I think, Cyborg versus Yana Kutsinski. I remember watching the prelims. I was just chilling with the boys, right? And we weren't even paying attention. It was him versus Beneil Dariush. This motherfucker right here fucking kicks Beneil Dariush's. He Beneil's goes for the fist bump. He kicks it away, I think. I might be wrong about this. And then he proceeds to knock him the fuck out right after the disrespect this kid shown. And I was like, oh my God. And everybody was on this kid's tip. Alex, man, I never forgot it, right? And they were saying he was the next guy and this and that and all that, right? And something about him rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't like the way he was acting, but people, they let it pass because he's a winner, right? So he beats, Oh no, actually he does. He beats Olivier Ben, right? I think that was on Eddie versus Dustin too. I think it was on that card. I didn't really get to watch that fight, but I think he had a dominant wrestling clinic. He just dominated him. And then yeah, he fights Donald Cerrone, and I just had a really good feeling that Donald was gonna beat this kid, and this kid just wouldn't stop talking mess. He wouldn't, and he was talking some good shit, man. He had some good one-liners, man. He was like, man, it took you, what, 30 fights to figure out you want to be a champion. I knew on my first fight I want to be a champion. It's time to retire old ass. Something along those lines, right? And he was he was a fun kid to watch. And then Cerrone proceeded just to whoop his ass. And it was kind of fun to watch. I ain't gonna lie to you. I had a fun time watching. And then he fought Trinaldo, and I wasn't that impressed with that Trinaldo fight. And I was like, I don't know about this kid, man. This kid is a suspect, man. I don't know if he got it. So then he fights Drew Dober. This is on my channel, and I picked Drew Dober to beat him. I really thought Dober was going to beat him, and Dober got it done. And he's fought on... now he's on some hard times, and you can look. And karma's a real thing. You saw how he treated Beneil Dariush? Look at where Beneil... Beneil, when he lost to Alex Hernandez, he was unranked. And this kid got ranked. Alex, right? And then now, 2-3 years later... Beneil's back in the rankings, and this kid's unranked. You see how life fucking works. But this kid, I forgot, he was training in a gym in Brooklyn or New York. I forgot what gym he was at, but I guess apparently they were all on his dick, and they hyped his brain up. And now he's training at I think Factory X Muay Thai, something like that, where Anthony Smith trains at. That's not a great sign for me, but I know how good those coaches are, So they got James Krause over there. So I think this is something he needed. You guys they both fight a little similarly. They both have, similar size. They both like to wrestle and transition in striking. They clinch and, they strike a lot. So, but I just see Alex Hernandez is the more athletic guy in that, he transitions to grappling and striking better than Chris. And I think I'm going to go Alex by second round KO. And, and that's the thing, man. When you lose, y'all, everyone's off your tip, right? When you win, they're on your tip, right? You can do whatever the fuck you want if you win. What I saw happen with this kid, I really felt bad for him after Dober. It's like, man, all the same people that were liking this guy, and we got a lot of fickle fans. And I don't think there's nothing wrong. I'm not fickle. I don't think there's nothing wrong with being fickle. But I got a lot of fickle fans in this community, and they left this kid dry and by, right? And I felt bad for him. I really did. So I think this is a matchup he can win. He can lose this matchup too. I wouldn't be surprised if he lost, but I think his athleticism, I think his wrestling, and I think his speed should help him. I really do. I think this is where this fight goes, and I'm going Hernandez by second round KO. So, and this guy lost Artem Lobov too. So. Next fight, Jason Witt versus Cole Williams. Jason Witt comes in 17-6, fights out of Kansas City, age 33 and a height of 5'10" and reaches 70. Cole is 11-2, fights out of Iowa, age 36, height of 6 foot and reaches 73. Jason Witt's most recent one was against Zach Bukau, and his most recent loss was to Takashi Sato. Man, that knockout was sick, y'all. And then Cole's most recent win was against Charlie Brown, and his most recent loss was to Claudio Silva by neck crank, I think. This is a good fight. It's a real good fight. But even though Jason Witt is coming off a loss, I will say that. I am in a bad loss. I am going to be going Jason Witt via grapple fuck. I think he gets this done by decision. I think I've seen Cole Williams be acceptable to grapplers. And, unless he keeps it on the feet, he does have the reach advantage. I don't see him keeping it on there. And I think Jason Witt's, after coming off that loss, he's going to be super motivated to get, to go for the takedown quick and not get hurt. So I see, Jason Witt via decision. Next fight, a great fight here. Miles Johns versus Kevin Natividad. Miles comes in 10-1, fights out of Dallas, Texas. Age 26, height 5'7", and a reach of 68. Recent wins was against Cole Smith, and his most recent loss was against Mario Batista. Kevin Natividad is 9-1, fights at Tempo, Arizona, age 27, and a height of 5'6", and reaches 70. Recent one was against Kyle Estrada, and his most recent loss was to Glenn Baker in 2017. And I think Kevin Natividad has a win over Erwin Rivera, and he's like, I think 1-2, right? 1-2 in the UFC. So he's been doing pretty good. Or 1-3. Is it 1-3? I forget how many losses he got. But yeah, I've been actually kind of impressed with Kevin Natividad in his resume. He looks really good. Miles John is also a really athletic guy. He's an athletic wrestler. Well, I shouldn't say I don't know if he's a wrestler, but he's has athletic takedowns, athletic submission game, just everything you can see, just strength. Kevin Natividad, on the other hand, he's very more technical, but he's also athletic too. I just see more of an explosive side to Miles John's game. So I'm actually kind of hyped for this. It's hard for me to say who I think is gonna win, but I think Kevin Natividad's technique will prevail and will beat Miles John's explosiveness. And yeah, I think he gets this done by decision. I think he's just going to be more slick in a lot of areas than Miles. But Miles John could catch this guy, so I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, I'm going Kevin Natividad by decision. Next fight, Courtney Casey versus Priscilla Cachoeira. The fights of the GOATs. These two women, all-time greats. Nah, I'm just playing, y'all. I don't even want to talk about this fight, but I guess I kind of have to. Courtney Casey comes in 9-8, phenomenal record. Fights at Arizona, age 33, height of 5'7", reach 67. Priscilla is 9-3, fights out of Brazil, age 32, and a height of 5'7", and a reach 65. Courtney Casey, his most recent one was against Maria Barella. I think that girl, the Italian girl, that girl's awesome. She always wins her fights. But her most recent loss was to Jillian Robertson. And Priscilla's most recent win was against Shayna Dobson, the GOAT Shayna. And her most recent loss is to Luna Carolina. This fight, we're going to see some high-level MMA, y'all. These girls, high level. When I talk about high level, I'm talking about high level, man. I'm just, oh my God. Why is it so high in the car? I hope this is not as high. I think this is probably early. This is early. I'm doing this pretty early, so it's not as high as I think it is. But I'm gonna go. Hopefully, Courtney Casey. That's how I see this fight. Priscilla almost got. I think she did get brain damage from Valentina when Mario Yamasaki lost his job. But yeah, I think this girl has brain damage. I think that's why she keeps fighting. That's how I'm going. I'm going Courtney Casey based on. Oh my God! But Courtney doesn't have any brain cells of her own, so I don't know. I don't know. This could go either way. Courtney does have a lot of losses, though. I will say that Courtney does like to lose. Ooh. But yeah, what's crazy? All I've seen at Priscilla, I guess she did lose she knocked out Shayna Dobson. She did do that. But all I've seen Priscilla do is lose. She lost to Molly McCain, I think. Who else did she lose to? I forgot. She lost to some other girls. But man, does she like to lose, y'all. She like to lose. So I'm going to be going Courtney Casey by decision. You already know all female fights, they love to go decision. I think it's a choice. They go in the back, and we're like, you know what? We're not going to hurt each other. We're just going to go to decision. And whoever has the best grappling wins. I think that's how it goes. But next fight, Dustin Jacoby versus Justin Ledet. Dustin comes in 12-5, fights at Springfield, Illinois. Age 32, height 6'4", and reach 78. Justin Ledet is 9-3, fights at Houston, Texas. Age 32, height 6'4", and a reach of 80. Dustin's last win was against Ty Flores. And his last loss was to John Slater in 2015. Justin's most recent win was against Anzuni Inoue in 2016 via split decision, and his most recent loss was to Aleksei Kimura. This is a good fight. I think if given Justin Ledet an easier opponent, but I think Dustin has a really good Like, he keeps it on you, and I think he has a legitimate kickboxing experience. I think that's what it is. I'm not sure. I might be thinking about somebody else, but yeah, he keeps it on guys, and he just doesn't stop. But he does get tired sometimes. So I'm swinging towards Justin Ledet, but he's on a 3-fight losing streak, and he's lost to Walker, Rakic, and who else did he? Is it Kimura? No, was it just? I feel like he lost to someone else. I might have just, I think it might also be Kimura. So he's lost to some guys. Rakic and Walker are two ranked guys. So there's no, I guess there's no shame in that. Kimura, he didn't look too good in his last fight. So I don't know. And Dustin's coming from Contender Series, so those guys they're iffy sometimes. But he looked really good on the Contender Series, and I think if he applies that pressure as he did in the Contender Series, I think he can win. So I'm gonna be going Dustin, via decision. I think he gets it. Yeah, he gets it done by decision. Next fight. Oh, this is a banger. Makhmud Muradov versus Kevin Holland. Muradov comes in 24-6. Fights out of the Czech Republic, age 30, height 6'2", and reaches 75.5. Kevin Holland, 19-5. Fights out of Fort Worth, Texas, age 27, height 6'3", and a reach of 81. Muradov's most recent one was against Trevor Smith. That KO was so sick, man. Y'all gotta search that up, man. That KO was nasty. And his most recent loss was to David Ramirez in 2016 via Dr. Savage. Kevin Holland's most recent win was against Darren Stewart. That's a good win. And his most recent loss was to Brendan Allen. There's no shame in that. Brendan Allen is, I think, a good fighter. Man, this is a hard fight for me to pick. Even, if Kevin Holland had, like, a full training camp, I'd be 50-50 on this. Now I'm kind of more 60-40 on this. I'm going Muradov because of the fact that he's had a full camp and Kevin Holland's coming short notice. But short notice guys are still dangerous. Don't get it twisted. But I think Muradov is just and I think he's sponsored by the Mayweather gym too. So that's kind of interesting. I think he's just a little better in a lot of these areas, and I think he's gonna get it done by decision. Kevin Holland's a gangster though for taking this fight. I want to go Kevin badly. Y'all know I like Kevin, and because Kevin's just such a he's a gangster in there. Man, he fought Thiago Santos his debut, did really good against Thiago Santos. He has wins over Jeff Neal, who's ranked, and everyone is calling that guy the dark horse, right? So, oh man, this is hard. I don't know, man. You know what? I'm gonna change my pick last minute. I can't do it. No, I'm not changing my pick. I'm sticking with Muradov. I'm not. Anytime I change my pick, right, it ends up being wrong. I'm gonna be going Muradov via decision. But Kevin Holland, man, Kevin Holland, we got to do this. I hope it's a close fight though. I really hope. I hope not, because it's like, man, these guys are high level, man. High level, bro. But seriously, these guys are. I'm not no Courtney Casey bullshit, but these guys are good. Next fight, Bobby Greene versus Thiago Moises. Bobby comes in 27-10-1. Fights out of California, age 34, height of 5'10", and reaches 71. Thiago is the 13-4. Fights out of Brazil, age 25, height of 5'9", and reaches 70. Greene's last win was against Alan Patrick and is on a 3-fight win streak, and his most recent loss was to Francisco Trinaldo. That was kind of a dispute a little bit. A lot of people thought Trinaldo lost that fight, but when I watched it, I was like, man, it was a bad fight, to be honest, so I ain't gonna lie. Thiago Moises, his most recent win is against Michael Johnson. That breaks my heart. And his most recent loss was to Damir Ismagulov. I don't like Thiago. I told you I don't like this guy. He broke my heart, man. I was washing the dishes over there, and I was watching the fights, and I was seeing Michael. He was destroying this guy in the first round. I'm like, oh, this is easy work for Michael. And in Michael Johnson fashion, after, doing good, he decides to fucking choke the bag and just gets fucking, was it heel hooked? He got ankle lock or whatever happened. He got submitted, and it was just, oh, man, it ruined my whole day. having to see Anthony Smith get destroyed by Glover Teixeira made it up. But, man, that ruined my whole day, y'all. That ruined my whole day. But it is what it is. I am going to be going Bobby Greene. You know, the black man going to get his vengeance for his black brother, Michael Johnson. And he's going to get this fool by decision. I'm going Greene by decision. I think Greene has the takedown defense to stop this guy's takedowns. I don't think he's good enough on the feet. He doesn't look comfortable. He goes for a lot of panic takedowns. And sometimes they work. They did work against Johnson. But I think Greene, he's 34. And a lot of people say when you turn 35, that's when you pass your prime. I've heard even some people say when you're 32. You know, I think that's crazy talk. But when you're at that 34 age, I think you're in that middle. I think you're at your best where you're like, you know, where you're in your physical prime and you're also in your prime for your fight IQ. You see a lot of these kids where they're really young. They make a lot of dumb mistakes, right? I think Bobby Greene's, you know, you look, he has tons of fights, man. Damn near has, 38 fights combined, right? You know, this guy, I think he has, you know, he has the experience. He has the, you know, he trains a lot of good guys. And I think he has the boxing, and I think he has the takedown. He does have a wrestling background, actually. So I think he was he wasn't a state champion. I think he was in the top 4 of his state. So he's really, really good there. And I think he wins this fight by decision, man. And this is gonna be fight number 4, man. This guy's been going crazy in the Rona area. He's been making good money. And next fight, Bryce Mitchell versus Andre Fili. Bryce comes in 13-0. The number 15 featherweight in the world. We'll talk more about that later. Fights at Arkansas, age 26, height 5'10", and reaches 70. Andre, 21-7. Fights at Sacramento. You already know Cali in the house. Age 30, height 5'11", and reaches 74. Bryce Mitchell's most recent one was against Charles Rosa. And Andre Fili's most recent one was against Charles Jourdain. Really good. That was a great scrap. Bryce's most recent loss was to Brad Katona. And Andre's most recent loss was to Sadiq Youssef. Man, this is a great, great fight. I don't know how Bryce Mitchell got ranked. These rankers, bro, y'all need to get sued. I'm serious. Y'all need to get sued. No, and this is a real thing from the MMA community. We got to stand up, man. These motherfuckers do not deserve a job. I'm not even gonna talk, but nothing against Bryce Mitchell. Actually, it's more. I'm not happy what they did to Leon Edwards. That's not cool. But here's how I look at this fight. This is just. I think Bryce is a really, really good grappler. I think he really impressed me against Charles Rosa. I was shocked how dominant he was in the wrestling. But if you look at some of the jiu-jitsu positions, even though he was on top, and every MMA fight, top guy, he always wins, right? But if you look at what Charles Rosa did on bottom, he was able to keep guard. He never got mounted. He was able to get out a lot of submissions. So he did a lot of good things. But Andre Fili is not Charles Rosa. Charles Rosa, he throws, some of the slowest kicks I've ever seen, right? But he's a scrapper. Andre Fili he's fast and he's a scrapper, and he is good in a lot of areas, and he's crafty and he's well-rounded. I think that's where this fight's going to be a problem for Bryce. I think he's going to have problems with a guy that can stop his takedowns. Andre has really good wrestling. I feel like he did really well against that Sadiq Youssef fight. Was really, really close. I had Andre winning that fight, even though I picked him, so I'm a little biased, right? So I thought he did really good. Like, no one can deny the fact that fight was close. Like, even if you felt like Sadiq won, you can't be like, this and that. No, Andre did well in that fight. And against Charles Jourdain, I'm sorry about that, y'all. Let me just talk over it. Against Charles Jourdain, he got dropped against Charles Jourdain, if you remember, right? He got dropped so bad against Charles. And then he was able to come back against Jourdain, take him down, and was super crafty, right? What he's able to do here, I think, is going to be able to stuff those takedowns against Bryce Mitchell, tire him out, and give him that legitimate striking. I think he's going to show him a different kind of striking he's never really faced, and I think he gets it done by the second round. I think he knocks out Bryce Mitchell, y'all. I know I'm going to piss off some people. I know Bryce is cool, man. I like Bryce. I like him, but this is not the guy you want to fight. And hey, man, if I'm Andre, I'm fucking pissed that this kid got a fucking ranking spot based on hype. Based on hype. That's what he got that fucking ranking spot over. Hype, right? That's what I'd be pissed off about. So I think Andre's gonna be super motivated to get this W. And and also Bryce will be super motivated too. I'm not gonna act like he's not, but it is what it is. To the co-main event, I think, or maybe I got this all twisted. But Greg Hardy versus Maurice Greene. Greg comes in 6-2, fights out of Florida, age 32, height 6'5", and reaches 80. Maurice is 9-4, fights out of New Mexico, age 34, height 6'7", and reaches 82. Greg Hardy's most recent win was against Jorgen De Castro. Maurice Greene's most recent win was against Gian Vellante. Man, that's fake. That's a fake win, man. Greg Hardy's most recent loss was to Alexander Volkov, and Maurice Greene's most recent loss was to Alexei Olenek. I can't begin to tell you how fucking devastated I was to see Gian Vellante. I picked Gian Vellante to beat Maurice Greene, but oh my god, that was, first of all, I'm not. If I've ever seen, like, I don't want to say was it entertaining. It was kind of entertaining. I ain't gonna lie. Seeing Gian Vellante's fat belly and seeing how he was moving and Greene trying to, like, you know, have some type of John Jones fight style or whatever was kind of funny. And then right when Greene got dropped, I was like, oh, Gian Vellante's taking this. And then I seen Greene get the most fake submission I've ever seen in my life. I swear to y'all, I think Gian Vellante had a heart attack. That's what I think happened. And he tapped. Bro, I was so heartbroken. I was like, how did Gian Vellante lose to this guy, bro? So, yeah, I think Maurice Greene is not good. I'll say that. And I think Greg Hardy is an athlete. And I think he's going to win this fight. I think he's going to out-hustle him. And he's going to get this done by decision, hopefully. And, man, like, I'm telling y'all, bro, I don't even hate Maurice Greene, but when he started crying in the post, I was like, man, shut the fuck up, bro. Man, get out of here, man. You didn't act like he, like, man, I guess he did kind of get that win out of nowhere, but, like, oh my God, crying, like, dude, he needs to go. He got to go. So it is what it is. I'm going Greg Hardy by decision. But main event time, Uriah Hall versus Anderson Silva. I did a breakdown on this fight. I'm going Hall, third round TKO, man. That's what I'm going. To keep it simple, I just Anderson's age, and you know, just the way he's been, you know, getting like against Jared Cannonier. Jared took his space and everything and kind of destroyed him. If you look at Uriah Hall's last fight against Antonio Carlos Jr., he kind of did the same thing. Now Jr. went for takedowns. That's why he kind of lasted a little longer. Anderson's not going to go for takedowns. I think Hall is just gonna. I think he's going to break him. Now, obviously, this is Anderson's last fight. I think he said he's going to retire. So he's going to be super motivated to go out with a win. I think there's a lot of holes in Uriah Hall's game that you could look, but I feel like he's patched those holes up. I might be wrong. I could be eating a lot of crow right now. But I think Uriah Hall 2.0 is a real thing. If you look at his Bevon Lewis fight, that kid was getting dominated the whole fight. And I know I was just talking about Maurice Greene and how he shouldn't brag about that. But this kid was getting dominated, Uriah Hall, right? For the whole fight. Third round knocks him out, right? To me, I was just shocked, man, because you see it in Uriah Hall's fights. His whole entire career, he's always had these problems of, like, he just doesn't have enough fight in him, right? But you look at what he's able to accomplish. He has wins over Thiago Santos. He has a win over Gegard Mousasi. He's beating good guys, right? So he has it, but he's lost to guys like Derek Brunson via KO, you know? So if I'm Anderson, I'm kind of looking at that aspect that he might go back to that guy that it doesn't have that, he hesitates. I think that's his biggest problem. He hesitates a lot. And I think Anderson can make him bite on a feint and maybe get him that way. I could see that happening, or maybe lull him to sleep, right? I think that's one way you can get Uriah Hall. He's been knocked out before, but I think Hall is going to keep a really good pressure on him. Hall's been, I feel bad for him, but he's had 3 or 2 training camps. He was supposed to fight Cachoeira. He was supposed to fight Yoel Romero, right? When they gave him Yoel Romero, I was shocked. So I think it's one of those situations where I think Hall knows that if he gets this win, this is a big win for him. And it would be on a 3-fight win streak, and I think they'll give him something bigger. They'll probably give him Yoel Romero again. I don't know if Yoel is going to go light heavyweight. I don't know what's going on. But, yeah, that's it for me. But, yeah, I'm going Hall. But, yeah, third round TK. I'm sorry, y'all, man. Hey. After Jared Kennedy, I was like, man, this guy just wants to lose. But it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Go follow my Twitter. Go follow my Instagram for eBay fight predictions. And hope you guys enjoy this video. Love y'all, and goodbye.